it was stacks of corn then, you know. It wasn't combining in my dad's day. We did combining, but when I was growing up, it was sheaves of corn with a binder. Oh, and I used to drive the tractor, and my dad would sit on the binder, and he would, with his hand, go left or right, you know, go, if I was too near the corn, he would go out. So I would keep looking behind, but it was okay. We didn't come to any grief. So yes, I remember driving the tractor.
And at what age were you then?
Well, I must have been 11 or 12, I should have thought, perhaps. I think so.
So not very old.
Not terribly old, but old enough to be really, or nearly responsible then. Yes. Yeah.
And that was really physical work, wasn't it? Because the sheaves then all had to be put on a trailer and brought in.
Yes, no, they were stacked in the field and left for a week to sort of semi-ripen on their own. And then they were stacked on the trailers and taken into the ricks. And if they were outside, they were thatched. But I think and I can remember having a big shed where they had a roof on, so they didn't have to have the thatching.
And then presumably threshed and...
Yes, that was another big day for the housewife then, because all the men would want lunch, which consisted of sandwiches, dough cake, and then they would come for lunch, or in for, well, we called it dinner back those days, a cooked meal of potatoes, very often cold meats and pickles and things, and then tea time again, and then they would end up sort of finishing, and some would stay and play cards even. Oh no, I can remember that once or twice, and then I suppose I was packed off to bed or whatever.
And the cider would come out.
Well, I imagine that flowed all the day. I don't know. I can't remember. I didn't have any, right?